Welcome back to our third chapter in site-to-site Apache NiFi. In this chapter, we're going to go over what do we need to do step by step to actually make site-to-site work. In the previous video, we saw what are the configurations we have to go over in order to make it happen. Let's go ahead and see what are the steps. So we have two instances. We have NiFi PRD2, which is our consumer, like we mentioned, and we have NiFi PRD, which is our producer or server. So the first thing you want to do, you want to go to your second instance here. Now let's drag an input port on the camera and let's call it in. Right, let's save this one and let's link it to a log attribute processor. It's just for us to see how data flows. Create a connection and let's disable. Right, next thing we want to do, we want to go to our initial, which is data producer instance, drag it on canvas and generate flow file. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to drag on a canvas a remote process group. In here, we're going to type http:// and the address of our client server. And we're going to leave the transport protocol as raw. Add it, link this to the RPG. If you see right now here, this is what happens. The RPG already went and made connection with our second instance. The moment we can, I'll give you guys an example. Let's go back a step and let's do this. If we were to drag this connection onto the remote process group, we can see that we get a message. NiFi does not have any input ports. So the NiFi flow he mentions is the one from the client. So by removing the input port, now we can create this error. Let's drag back the input port on the consumer. So let's call it in client. Save it, attach it to the log attribute. Let's start this one. Now we can see the input port called in client. All right, let's add this one to it. Next thing we need to do to send data over, we need to enable this remote process group. The way you do it, click right on it and you say enable transmission. Now the transmission it's enabled, let's go ahead and generate some flow files so we can see them coming up on the other side. What I'll do here, I'll go to the configuration and I'm going to schedule this to run every 3 seconds. So we won't have to create that many. Let's start this processor and let's observe what happens. We can see the data already arriving, right? So we managed to send data site to site from one NiFi instance to another. You remember we mentioned that, we have a two-way communication here. How do I send now data back from the PRD2 instance into my PRD instance? Let's leave this running. We're going to create an output port from the client instance, how we called it. So let's create an output port and let's call it client out client. Now this output port is going to receive input from a generate flow file. Let's link it and with success and let's start it. Now, when I'll go to my remote processing group that we have created in our first server, we're going to click right and we're going to manage remote port. Right now you see we already recognize that there is an incoming, but currently it's disabled. So before I make any changes, let's go ahead, drag on a can, another log attribute processor. We're going to have an outgoing connection from the remote processing group. Here is going to ask us, where do you want to connect from? Basically, we want to connect it from this out client. Let's disable this. Let's figure this one to send us messages every 3 seconds, same as previous. And let's start it. We should not see records here right now. You see, remember, we haven't enabled it. If I'll go here and I'll do refresh remote, nothing is going to happen. And here as well, we can see that data is getting queued up in this connect. Next, we're going to go to the remote process group and enable the connection. And you can see magically we got our 11 records here. We would to do a refresh, we can see that now we have one. Refresh here, we probably got. So this is how we demonstrate a two-way data transfer between our NiFi instances. Let's go now and demonstrate how the HTTP protocol works. So before I do that, I'm going to go here on this canvas, stop all, and I'm going to do the same for this one. Clean all the queues, so we won't get confused. Empty all queues in our, we can see we get an error here. And the reason is port is not in valid state because remember we stopped the ports, but we did not disable the transmission. So now that we disabled, and you can see the button here is color, let's go ahead and change the protocol. Let's move it to HTTP. And we're not going to do nothing else. We're just going to leave. Let's go ahead and enable start our ports. At the same time, I'll start a generate flow file in my prod 2, and I also start my generate flow file here. You can see that data it's already started flowing through. We got 4. Let's stop this setup. Let's go now and review the port settings. The way we do that, you have to go into the remote processing group. Go click right and go manage remote. And here you see when they are disabled, we can actually edit them. You go in this button here. Here we have available concurrent tasks. We can add how many concurrent tasks are scheduled. Batch setting counts. This particular batch setting controls how NiFi sends data to the remote input port in a transaction. NiFi will transfer flow file as they are queued in incoming relationship till any of the limits of the count, size, and duration is met. If none of the setting is configured, a 500 millisecond batch duration it's used by default in this case. So that is the way you will change the configuration in one of the connection. Another thing here, we can enable and disable this incoming and outgoing ports. Let's go ahead now and actually explain the metrics we see in the remote process group. This applies to the processing group. The top part represents the remote instance name. This particular button represents the transmission status, and the way you control that, it's enable transmission, disable. Down here, we can see what is the remote instance URL that we're connecting. This particular lock represents if the site-to-site connection is secure or not secure. If the lock is open, represents is not secure, as we can see. What is the last time site-to-site or remote process group has been refreshed in statistics based on the last 5 minutes. Okay, so let's wrap this up. What did we do in this last chapter? We saw how we can create a remote processing group, how we can connect to our two instances one to another, transfer data from one another. We explore how the transfer protocol works, and we also went over the manage remote port option, enable, capacity, and disable. We also went over the interface of the remote processing group. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you like the content, consider subscribing, drop me a comment, like our videos. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.